Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lee Greenwood. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lee Greenwood.
Prayer works. This nation based on faith. Prayer works. Because he was sure, as Donald Trump turned his head just slightly, that the bullet missed him just enough to save his life to be the next president of the United States. We have believed for so long that God will make some changes in this country. And he's about to make a change in the current administration and send them home. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Tonight, we make the decision on what's right for America. More prosperity, less gas prices, less food prices, help for our veterans, and God bless our military wherever they are in these United States and abroad. There would be no wars.
Ladies
there wasn't
and gentlemen,
any when President Trump
please
was president,
welcome the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA. We are here tonight with one purpose, and that is to elect Donald J. Trump as the next president of the United States. He is here tonight to show his courage, his defiance against somebody who tried to kill him. You will not take this man down. He has the courage, the strength, and he will be the next president of the United States. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea. Ladies and gentlemen, the 45th President of the United States and soon to be the 47th President of the United States, please welcome Donald J. Trump. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up
Please welcome Mark Laws from Cedar Springs, Michigan.
Good evening, I'm Mark Laws, and I live in Western Michigan. I'm not a senator or a governor or some other politician, but I'm just a regular guy. But to my kids and my grandkids who call me Peepaw, I'm the guy. I live on a fixed income, so I'm not one of the people that watch their portfolios. No, in the big boy Joe economy, I just worry about getting through the day. But I'm fortunate because I don't have a mortgage. If I did, I'm really not sure how I'd make it. The big boy Joe inflation has turned our dollars into nickels. And in Michigan, we got 180,000 plus people that are in tax lien foreclosure right now. So even though I don't have a mortgage, I still got to pay the government to rent my house. And if I don't, they take it away. When I'm asked how I'm doing, I answer honestly, I say, I'm doing okay. But don't you remember under President Trump, we didn't have to settle for just okay. We were doing great. I've wanted to make some improvements to my home, but with inflation and the price of materials, that's not possible. So I don't want to go into debt, so I just put it off. I'd also like to spoil my grandkids with some great Peepaw unique gifts for their birthdays. But with the price of gas and groceries, I don't do that. I settle for a cake and ice cream. Prices keep going up, but my income stays the same. I just keep putting things off, hoping that I'll be able to afford them again someday. It's got me thinking, I've been hoping for better days, but life is happening right now, and we can't waste any more time on the big boy Joe terrible economic policies. We need to bring Donald Trump back right now. We need to know and share the 20 promises that Donald Trump has made. We need to get involved with the Trump 47. And you remember, ballots win elections, so that's the best way to do it. I know a lot of folks just kind of tune the politics out, but we really can't afford to anymore because we're not living in the same country that we grew up in. Cutesy time is over. We need to, all of us, put our shoulder to the wheel and push along and get Mr. Trump, Donald Trump, to be number 47 again. Thank you, and God bless America.
Bidenomics doesn't just have seniors worried. It has them scared to death. Biden's inflation has retirees at risk of running out of money. The cost of groceries is forcing many seniors to choose between food and their prescriptions. Their Social Security isn't keeping up with inflation. And thanks to Biden and Harris's open border disaster, allowing over 10 million illegals in, the whole Social Security system is at risk. And now, many seniors are also struggling to afford their housing. It's no wonder one advocacy group calls this Biden's war on seniors. President Trump has seniors' backs. He got seniors' Medicare Advantage premiums cut 34%. And he'll fix Biden's broken economy and get inflation down, just like he did before. And President Trump has made it crystal clear he will always protect seniors' Social Security and Medicare and oppose any cuts in their benefits. President Trump, he'll make America affordable again.
Please welcome Benjamin Joseph.
Hello, Michigan. Hello, my fellow patriots. I am the owner of a home remodeling business that my father Steve started in 1972. During the Trump boom, we were thriving. Under Biden, we are surviving. I know other business owners, like many of you in this room, can relate. With the financial strain caused by the Biden-Harris economy, many clients are tightening their belts, closing their wallets, and cutting back on their home remodeling projects. To keep work coming in, I've had to lower my margins, and I mean lower them. I'm now barely making payroll, and our families just have enough to live on. But we can't build up any savings, and we can't move forward. As parents, we want to provide for our children. But more and more parents like myself have to look their little girl or their little boy in the eye when they're asked for something and say, "We can't afford it." Those 4 words are heartbreaking. We didn't have to say those words under Donald Trump when he was president. That's because Donald Trump is a businessman, not a crooked career politician. President Trump understands what business owners need to succeed because he is a business owner himself and has succeeded. He knew we could create millions of great jobs if given the chance, and we did. The Trump's tax cuts and regulation cuts empowered entrepreneurs like you and me and enabled us to expand our businesses. We need him back in the White House. As a representative of Michigan at this convention, I want to give a special Michigander thank you to President Trump for being our champion. He has inspired so many of us, even in this room, to step up and get involved in the fight to save America. With his leadership and our help, we will make America affordable again, wealthy again, and great again. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless and continue to protect President Trump and his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Please welcome Amber Rose from South Philadelphia.
Hello, my name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad. Where's he at? I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the President and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control, and you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump. My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Please welcome Latino American Linda Fornos.
Years ago, I left Nicaragua for a better life in a fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Woo! America welcomed me, and I embraced the values of hard work, learning the language, and respecting the laws. It's the American thing to do. In 2022, my 3 boys and I faced a devastating house fire. We lost everything. And starting over in Joe Biden's economy was almost impossible. The Biden economy is driving prices through the roof. Rent, gas, groceries, everything. As a life insurance worker, I see the struggle of people trying to save for their future while barely managing their basic needs. I'm living that same struggle every day. Life is too hard right now. One of my sons works 3 jobs, and the other holds down 2. That makes 6 jobs for 3 people just to survive in Biden's economy. Our open borders are making this problem worse. It's upsetting to see millions of dollars being sent to help immigrants who came here illegally, while hardworking families who did it the right way are left struggling. The fact is that illegal immigration hurts legal immigrants the most. The Biden system is backwards and broken. In Biden's America, opportunities to get ahead are dwindling, and our education system is failing our children. What happened to teaching reading, writing, and math? Now, it's like our kids are getting a degree in pronoun studies. He, she, they, them. I have expected my son to come home with a diploma in advanced they-them theory. Life was completely different under President Trump. We prosper. To my beloved Latino community, it's time to wake up and smell the cafecito. In 2020, I made a mistake that is hard to admit, especially in this room. In 2020, I voted for Joe Biden. I'm sorry. He has made me regret it. This November, my vote won't be taken for granted. And this time, I won't regret it. Please join me in voting for Donald J. Trump.
Please welcome the president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Sean O'Brien.
Greetings, delegates and guests. I'm Sean O'Brien, General President of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. I'd like to give my peeps from the greatest state in the nation, Massachusetts, some props. What's up? First, I want to thank the hardworking Teamsters and union members here in Milwaukee who play vital roles in the building and operations of this convention. I also want to thank President Donald Trump for opening the RNC's doors to the Teamsters Union and inviting me to speak before you tonight. I travel all across this country and meet with my members every week. You know what I see? An American worker being taken for granted. Workers being sold out to big banks, big tech, corporates, and the elite. And I'm not the only one who sees this. Everyday families see it. The American people aren't stupid. They know the system is broken. We all know how Washington is run. Working people have no chance of winning this fight. That's why I'm here today. Because I refuse to keep doing the same things my predecessors did. Today, the Teamsters are here to say we are not beholden to anyone or any party. We will create an agenda and work with a bipartisan coalition ready to accomplish something real for the American worker. And I don't care about getting criticized. It's an honor to be the first Teamster in our 121-year history to address the Republican National Convention. Several months ago, I asked the RNC and the DNC for the opportunity to speak. To be frank, when President Trump invited me to speak at this convention, there was political unrest on the left and on the right. Hard to believe. Anti-union groups demanded the president rescind his invitation. The left called me a traitor. And this is precisely why it's so important for me to be here today. Think about this. Think about this. The Teamsters are doing something correct if the extremes in both parties think I shouldn't be on this stage. President Trump had the backbone to open the doors to this Republican convention, and that's unprecedented. No other nominee in the race would have invited the Teamsters into this arena. Now, you can have whatever opinion you want, but one thing is clear. President Trump is a candidate who is not afraid of hearing from new, loud, and often critical voices. And I think we all can agree, whether people like him or they don't like him, in light of what happened to him on Saturday, he has proven to be one tough SOB. Now, when I won the presidency of the Teamsters in a national election 2.5 years ago, we started reaching across the aisle. In the past, the Teamsters have endorsed GOP candidates, including Nixon, Reagan, and George H.W. Bush. But over the last 40 years, the Republican Party has really pursued strong relationships with organized labor. There are some in the party who stand in active opposition to labor unions. This, too, must change.
Please welcome.
And I want to be clear. At the end of the day, the Teamsters are not interested if you have a D, R, or an I next to your name. We want to know one thing. What are you doing to help American workers?
Thank you.
As a negotiator, I know that no window or door should ever be permanently shut. In my administration, the Teamsters reached out to 8 Republican senators who stood up for railroad Teamsters over our fight for paid sick leave. Josh Hawley was one of them. We started talking. Senator Hawley changed his position on national right to work. Then we started walking. Senator Hawley walked a Teamsters picket line in St. Louis and a UAW picket line in Wentzville, Missouri. More than that, I want to recognize Senator Hawley for his direct, relentless, and pointed questioning of corporate talking heads, lawyers, CEOs, and apologists.
Lee Greenwood.
He has shown he is not willing to accept their pillaging of working people's pocketbooks. I know from a career in negotiating that you get nowhere by slamming your fist on the table. The first step is to listen. The Teamsters and the GOP may not agree on many issues, but a growing group has shown the courage to sit down and consider points of view that aren't funded by big money think tanks. Senators like J.D. Vance, Roger Marshall, and Representatives Nicole Malliotakis, Mike Lawler, and Brian Fitzpatrick are among elected officials who truly care about working people. And this group is expanding and is putting fear into those who have monopolized our very broken system in America today. There are far too many people on both sides of the aisle still caught up in knee-jerk reactions to unions, who subscribe to the same tired claptrap that unions destroy American companies. Take a moment to consider United Parcel Service, which is the largest private sector logistics company, and it's been unionized for more than 100 years. More than 350,000 Teamsters make it run. We work for good middle-class wages, quality health care, and secure pensions. There are work rules that ensure fairness and due process for both sides.
Have been some of the most
UPS
intense,
is the most
yet most
efficient
prayerful
package delivery
of our lives.
company in the world.
heinous attack on President Trump. These last 48 hours.
But let's not forget that UPS doesn't provide these great wages and benefits out of the kindness of its heart. UPS does it because the Teamsters fight for it, all 350,000 of us. You know, corporatists hate when working people join together to form unions. But for a century, major employers have waged a war against labor by forming corporate unions of their own. We need to call the Chamber of Commerce and the business roundtables what they are. They are unions for big business. And here's another fact. Against gigantic multinational corporation, an individual worker has zero power. It's only when Americans band together in democratic unions that we win real improvements on wages, benefits, and working conditions. Companies like Amazon are bigger than most national economies. Amazon is valued over $2 trillion. That makes it the 14th largest economy in the world. What is sickening is that Amazon has abandoned any national allegiance. Amazon's sole focus is on lining its own pockets. Remember, elites have no party, elites have no nation. Their loyalty is to the balance sheet and to the stock price at the expense of the American worker. In my office in Washington, D.C., I can see the United States Capitol from my window. I see well-intentioned people arrive in Washington and get eaten up by an unforgiving system. The responsibility to average Americans takes a back seat. The objective now becomes survival. Fundraiser after fundraiser, corporate consultants hedge every initiative. The Hill crawls with lifers, bouncing from government jobs to corporate jobs and back again. I think we can all agree D.C. is a pretty treacherous area. Most legislation is never meant to go anywhere, and it's all talk. And in America, talk isn't cheap. It's very expensive, and it comes at the cost of our own country. Working people know our system is broken. The elites are not laboring on behalf of workers. There is a political caste system that prevents citizens from accessing their representatives to hold them accountable. For a moment in time, working people in America were seen as essential. Sadly, it took a global pandemic for political and corporate elites to notice this fact. But ask yourself this question. Since the end of the pandemic, when was the last time you heard major news outlets regularly refer to workers as essential? You haven't. The men and women who provide goods and services, deliver packages, stock grocery shelves, care for patients, pick up your trash, and keep our communities safe are taken for granted. All the while, the stock market booms, housing prices hit record highs, and corporate salaries skyrocket. But the income of everyday Americans are shrinking in the face of inflation. At the gas pumps, at the grocery store, with the electrical bill, and with the car insurance. This has got to change. Never forget, American workers own this nation. We are not renters. We are not tenants. But the corporate elite treat us like squatters, and that is a crime. We've got to fix it. Now, this will shock you. This will shock you. To paraphrase Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, it's time for both sides of Congress to stand their butts up. We need trade policies that put American workers first. It needs to be easier for companies to remain in America. We need legal protections that make it safer for workers to get a contract. We must stop corporations from abandoning local communities to inflate their bottom line. We need meaningful bankruptcy reform. Today, corporate vultures buy up companies like Yellow Freight with the intent of driving them into bankruptcy and feasting on their remains. The courts leave workers begging for crumbs as third-tier creditors. Labor law must be reformed. Americans vote for a union but can never get a union contract. Companies fire workers who try to join unions and hide behind toothless laws that are meant to protect working people but are manipulated to benefit corporations. This is economic terrorism at its best. An individual cannot withstand such an assault. A fired worker cannot afford corporate delays, and these greedy employers know it. There are no consequences for the company, only the worker. We need corporate welfare reform. Under our current system, Massive companies like Amazon, Uber, Lyft, and Walmart take zero responsibilities for the workers they employ. These companies offer no real health insurance, no retirement benefits, no paid leave, relying on underfunded public assistance. And who foots the bill? The individual taxpayer. The biggest recipients of welfare in this country are corporations, and this is real corruption. We must put workers first. What could be more important to the security of our nation than a long-term investment in the American worker? In 2021, Teamsters nationwide elected me to fight for them, and that's precisely what I'm doing. Something is wrong in this country, and we need to say it out loud. I will always speak for America and the American worker, both union and non-union. I challenge each and every one of you, and especially my friends on the Democratic side, to embrace cooperation, to truly collaborate, to achieve meaningful and productive change, to ensure we make this great nation in this world the bigger, faster, and strongest nation in the entire world. I love this country. The Teamsters love this country. Our 1.3 million members move America on the roads, in the ports, on the rail, and in the air. And at the end of the day, if the powers to be stop me from raising my voice on behalf of American workers, I will not have one single regret. I still carry my commercial driver's license. I still have my place on the union seniority list. You'll find me back in Boston driving a tractor-trailer, delivering equipment for Shaughnessy and Ahern, because I have the protection of a union contract that gives me the freedom to speak my mind and to fight like hell. God bless the greatest nation. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back RNC Chairman Michael Watley.
For a benediction, please welcome Pastor James Remke.
It's a great pleasure to be here. Great pleasure to see President Donald Trump safe. And if I may, before the benediction, give you this promise. You're going to be so blessed. You're going to be tired of being blessed. I guarantee it. Believe me. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty God, you have given us this good land as our heritage. Grant that we remember your generosity and constantly do your will. Bless our land with honest industry, truthful education, and an honorable way of life. Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogance, and from every evil course of action. We give thanks to you for keeping President Trump safe. We pray for the families of those affected by the demonic violence at the rally on Saturday. And we pray you would send your holy angels to guard and keep President Trump from all harm and danger. Grant that we who came from many nations with many different languages may become a united people. Support us in defending our liberties, and give those to whom we have entrusted the authority of government the spirit and wisdom that there may be justice and peace in our land. When times are prosperous, may our hearts be thankful, and in troubled times, do not let our trust in you fail. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace.
For a benediction, please welcome from California National Committee woman Harmeet Dillon.
Thank you, everyone. These last 48 hours have been some of the most intense, yet most prayerful of our lives. The heinous attack on President Trump and his supporters made all of us pause and seek answers and comfort. I come from a family of Sikh immigrants. I am honored to share with you, my fellow Republicans and guests tonight, a prayer from my faith tradition practiced by over 25 million worldwide. We recite the Ardas prayer before any new endeavor, giving thanks to God and asking for his protection and help to uphold the values of humility, truth, courage, service, and justice for all. To show respect, we cover our heads when we pray. तू ठाकर तुम पे अरदास जियो पिंड सब तेरी रास तुम मात पिता हम बारक तेरे तुमरी कृपा में सुख कनेरे कोई न जाने तुमरा अंत ऊंचे ते ऊंचा भगवंत सगल समगरी तुमरे सूत्रधारी तुम ते होए सो आज्ञाकारी तुमरी गत मित तुम ही जानी नानक दास सदा कुर्बानी. Dear Waheguru, our one true God, we thank you for creating America as a unique haven on this earth where all people are free to worship according to their faith. We seek your blessings and guidance for our beloved country. Please bless our people with wisdom as they vote in the upcoming election, and please bless with humility, honesty, skill, and integrity all those who conduct the election. Finally, we thank you for the Chardi Kala spirit that we have witnessed in President Trump. That is, the tireless and uplifting spirit that is sustained even in the face of violent adversity, like a founding father centuries ago. And we thank you, dear God, for protecting his life. We thank you for his examples of nirbha, fearlessness, and nirvair, the absence of hate when faced with vitriol. These examples of extraordinary calm inspire us. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Bane Sarbata Pala. May your name forever be exalted, spreading happiness and blessings and good spirit, that everyone may prosper and enjoy the grace of your peace. Thank you.
Senator Vance, congratulations. President Trump, we are honored to have you here tonight, and on behalf of the entire Republican Party all across America, we are grateful for you to be our nominee for the 47th President of the United States of America. The chair declares that the 2024 Republican National Convention stand in recess until tomorrow at 5 p.m. And I am here tonight to tell you that we have a solution. Elect Donald J. Trump as the 47th President of the United States. Only President Trump can unite us and restore our economy, rebuild our southern border, and regain our standing in the world. When I became chairman of the RNC, I pledged to do 3 things to make that happen. First, we are going to get out the vote. Second, we are going to protect the ballot. And third, we are going to hold a world-class convention. As long as I am your chairman, these will be the RNC's only priorities, because our #1 objective is to win this election. I am pleased to say that tonight we are kicking off the biggest and best convention in the history of the Republican Party, and we are united. This election is not just about the next 4 years. It's about future generations of Americans to come.
These last 48 hours have been some of the most intense, yet most prayerful of our lives. The heinous attack on President Trump and his supporters made all of us pause and seek answers and comfort. I come from a family of Sikh immigrants. I am honored to share with you, my fellow Republicans and guests tonight, a prayer from my faith tradition practiced by over 25 million worldwide. We recite the Ardas prayer before any new endeavor, giving thanks to God and asking for His protection and help to uphold the values of humility, truth, courage, service, and justice for all. To show respect, we cover our heads when we pray.
America great again. Thank you.
तेरी रास तुम मात पिता हम बारक तेरे तुम्हारी कृपा में सुख मेरे कोई न जाने तुम्हारा अंत ऊंचे ते ऊंचा भगवंत सगल समगरी तुम्हारे सूत्रधारी तुम ते हो सो आज्ञाकारी तुम्हारी गत मित तुम ही जानी नानक दास सदा कुर्बानी. Dear Waheguru, our one true God, we thank you for creating America as
Ladies
a
and
unique
gentlemen,
haven on
please
this earth
welcome United
where
States
all people
Senator
are free to
Ron
worship
Johnson
according
of
to their
Wisconsin.
faith. We seek your blessings and guidance for our beloved country. Please bless our people with wisdom as they vote in the upcoming election. And please bless with humility, honesty, skill, and integrity all those who conduct the election. Finally, we thank you for the Chardi Kala spirit that we have witnessed in President Trump. That is, the tireless and uplifting spirit that is sustained even in the face of violent adversity, like a founding father centuries ago. And we thank you, dear God, for protecting his life. We thank you for his examples of nirbha, fearlessness, and nirvair, the absence of hate when faced with vitriol. These examples of extraordinary calm inspire us. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Bane Sarbata Pala. May your name forever be exalted, spreading happiness and blessings and good spirit, that everyone may prosper and enjoy the grace of your peace. Thank you.
It made our lives less safe and far more expensive. In other words, a lot more difficult. Back in 2008, Joe Biden ran on a ticket promising to, quote, fundamentally transform America, unquote. They weren't joking. That was the Democrats' new radical far-left agenda. Today's Democrat Party is not the party of our parents and grandparents. That party cared about workers and people struggling to get by. Now they are the party of open borders, reckless spending, weaponized government, and weakness on the world stage. This fringe agenda includes biological males competing against girls, and the sexualization and indoctrination of our children. Today's Democrat agenda, their policies, are a clear and present danger to America, to our institutions, our values, and our people. Democrats have forgotten American families. They have abandoned the hardworking middle class. But with President Trump and Republicans, those forgotten Americans are forgotten no more. Republicans are the party of opportunity, liberty, and prosperity for all. We proved we know how to make life better for all Americans, and we can do it again. With a secure border, smaller government, less regulation, and lower taxes. Republicans understand that Americans don't want welfare, they want work. They don't want woke equity, they want God-given equality. They want the promise of our founding documents, the right to pursue happiness. That's what Republicans will deliver. We've repaired the damage caused by Democrats before, and we will do it again. We will complete the mission President Trump first articulated in 2016 to make America great again. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Please welcome Chris Jansen.
Howdy. Everybody at the RNC, top to bottom, somebody put your hands in the air and scream, baby! I love number 3 winning and good bass fishing and bush hogging overtime. I like sitting in the stand with a gun in my hand. I'm an all-American guy. I like the bone on a steak and a Waffle House steak, seeing kids being raised right. I like a handshake deal and people that are real. I'm an all-American guy. I love F-250s, Alan Jackson's Little Bitty, and the beauty of a small town life. I like my chili in a bowl, Bob Seger, rock and roll, football on a Friday night. I love a cold beer can and the Leonard Skinner band and a woman that I hold all night. Yeah, I'm a pretty simple man, ain't too hard to understand. I'm an all-American guy. I like America's best and rowdy rednecks and blue silver suits and ties. I love Jesus and the hag and a girl who loves her dad. I'm an all-American guy. I love F-250s, Alan Jackson's Little Bitty, and the beauty of a small town life. I like my chili in a bowl, Bob Seger, rock and roll, football on a Friday night. I love a cold beer can and the Charlie Daniels band and a woman that I hold all night. Yes, I'm a pretty simple man, ain't too hard to understand. I want to hear you scream one time. They're serving military time in the thin blue line. All-American guy. I love F-250s, Alan Jackson's Little Bitty, and the beauty of a small town life. I like my Chewy in a bowl. I'm singing rock and roll. Football on a Friday night. I love a cold beer can and the Marshall Tucker band and a woman that I call my wife. Yeah, I'm a pretty simple man. Ain't hard to understand. I'm an all-American guy. You know I'm a pretty simple man. I ain't too hard to understand. Just an all-American guy. That's right. I can't hear you, Milwaukee. Everybody stay on your feet. Let's get some fun action in here. It's RNC 2024, and we are here to party for America, baby. We're here to party for America, baby. With every hand in the air, all the way to the top, side to side. I got a question for you, all the way back from 2016. Can somebody please buy me a boat? Now sing it loud and proud, all the way over there. I can see you now. Well, I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be. Yeah, working like a dog all day ain't working for me. Oh, I wish I had a rich uncle that would kick the bucket. I was sitting on a pile like a Warren Buffett. I know everybody says money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a boat. It can buy me a truck of bullets. Yes, it can buy me a Yeti 110 house down with silver bullets. Oh, and I know what they say. Money can't buy everything. Yeah, maybe so. Somebody sing it. Buddy. Oh, yeah. Call me a redneck, white trash and blue. Yeah, well, I can change all this. Oh, I know what they say. Money can't buy everything. Everybody said maybe so. Come on now. Buddy. Break it down, boys. You hear that? First day of the RNC in Milwaukee, and everybody is screaming really loud up in here. I can see your hands, everybody on your feet, let's go. Get them up, get them up. We say, hey, hey, oh, whoa. Now say, woo, woo, woo. Get your hands going, let's go. Watch this. Concerts in this arena before. We might as well have a concert right now. The louder you get, the better I play. I said the louder you scream, the better we're gonna do. Let's go! We can get rowdier than that. Come on, it's 2024. We're here to party. While everybody's on their feet, by a show of hands, who feels blessed to be an American every single day of the week? I said by a show of hands and everybody out of their seat, who feels blessed to be an American in the land of the free, the home of the brave, every single day of the week? Then keep your hands up on the count of three, scream 1, 2, 3, go! Woman got a house full of kids, truck that keeps her running, a job that pays the bills, bunch of fishing poles and ponds that I can fish. Even when it rains, I always tell you this: hell, I'm alive and I'm free. Well, I get up in the morning and get to being me. I'm a mess, but I'm blessed, and I count my blessings every day. Every day, every day. Well, I count my blessings every day of the week. Every day, every day. If you're feeling blessed to be alive tonight, make some noise, baby. Come on. Okay, my friends in Milwaukee, wave if you can see me good. Top to bottom, side to side, every hand in the air when I say every day, and you repeat after me. Here we go. You ready? Let's go. Every day, every day. Well, I count my blessings every day of the week. Every day, every day. That's pretty good, but that ain't good enough. Everybody, hands in the air, let's go. Every day, every day. Well, I count my blessings every day of the week. Every day, every day. You know I count my blessings every day of the week. God bless you guys. Thank you.
Please welcome Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Today is a celebration. The American spirit is alive and well. And we have once again nominated for president the founding father of the America First movement, Donald John Trump. Unfortunately, this is also a somber moment for our nation. 2 days ago, evil came for the man we admire and love so much. I thank God that his hand was on President Trump. And I pray for the family of Corey Comprator, who was killed at the rally, and for other attendees who were wounded. Corey embodied the spirit of America First. He displayed the ultimate show of love when he shielded his wife and daughter, sacrificing his own life. He reminded America of what we must be, a people who will do whatever it takes to defend the people and the nation that we love. Thank you. I love you too. We will honor Corey's memory by building the country he wanted, the country he wanted for his children, and a government worthy of the American people. For far too long, the establishment in Washington has sold us out. They promised unity and delivered division. They promised peace and brought war. They promised normalcy and gave us Transgender Visibility Day on Easter Sunday. And let me state this clearly. There are only two genders. And we are made in God's image. Amen. And we won't shy away from speaking that simple truth ever. The Democrats ripped open our borders and allowed millions of illegal aliens to pour in, driving up the cost of housing and health care while slashing American wages and eliminating jobs. They claim that our economy is thriving, yet hundreds of thousands of American-born workers lost their jobs these past few years. The Democrats' economy is of, by, and for illegal aliens. Our open borders have also unleashed the worst drug crisis in American history. Yet while hundreds of thousands of Americans are suffering, the Democrats spent over $175 billion, your tax dollars, to secure Ukraine's borders. But they tell us the border wall is too expensive. But an American government that serves the interests not of the wealthy, the globalist, or the powerful few, but of all hardworking Americans is within our grasp. Donald Trump has, and he will, make America successful again. He will make us wealthy again. And as God as my witness, he will finally give us the country we deserve. Because Donald John Trump is the leader America deserves. God bless the American people, God bless President Trump, and God bless the United States of America.
For the light and the pouring rain. No, that's a game that I hate to lose. Feeling the same, ain't it a shame? Oh, killing the beat boys and free my soul. Wanna get lost.
President Donald J. Trump to do it again.
I'm Newt Gingrich, and I'm here at the Republican National Convention. And I'm asking you to help President Donald Trump win the White House and kick Joe Biden out of there. If you'll send whatever you can afford to 88022, I believe you will be key in helping defeat Joe Biden.
Sar mukeef
ready to do it again.
Donald Trump win the White House.
देखिए ऐसा है, ये जो इलाका है पिच पंचाल का, इसके अंदर ये हमें पता है कि कुछ ये जो आतंकी हैं वहाँ से
will be key in helping defeat Joe Biden.
Our southern border in crisis. Enemies of America pouring in. Your family at risk. Working families struggling to pay the rent, buy groceries, pay for gas. Yet Washington is paralyzed. But this week at the convention in Milwaukee, Republicans are developing a plan to end inflation, secure the border, make groceries and life
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving us my life and health and strength, allowing me to be here and allowing us to live in this blessed and prosperous land. I am Mark Robinson. I am the first black lieutenant governor of North Carolina. And come November, I plan on being the first black governor of North Carolina. But I am not one of the political elite. I grew up poor as the ninth of 10 kids in Greensboro with an alcoholic father who beat my mother. I love to tell you that I graduated from high school, found success, never worried about money again, but I can't. I lost 2 jobs, 2 manufacturing jobs because of NAFTA, which, by the way, Joe Biden voted for. Politicians in D.C. made bad decisions. People like me suffered. I lost my car and my house. I was desperate. But you know, my story isn't unique. A couple of months ago in my travels, I stopped at a gas station. As I was leaving, a man walked out with a beard and he looked very stressed. He got in his car and I could see him holding an envelope. My heart dropped because years ago I held one just like it. It was bankruptcy papers. I could see the fear on his face. And it took me back to lying awake at night with that gnawing worrying, debating which bills weren't going to get paid. Unfortunately, many families today are having that same experience. Under Joe Biden, grocery prices have skyrocketed and gas has nearly doubled. In North Carolina, factories just like the one I worked at are closing, leaving families feeling hopeless. But there is hope, and I'm proof. My wife and I never gave up. We kept our faith. We worked hard and made it through those tough times. Now I stand before you on the verge of becoming the first black governor of North Carolina. As governor, I will not forget where I came from or the struggles of the people I meet. And you know, there's someone else who will fight just as hard for you. President Donald J. Trump. The brave heart of our time, President Trump, had our economy roaring. Gas was up below $2. Unemployment was at a historic low. People could afford homes. And we had a president who protected manufacturing jobs. Under President Trump, the American dream was alive and well. Under President Trump, there was hope. And we need that now more than ever. So this November, let's select the brave heart of our time, Donald J. Trump, to get our economy back on track, restore the American dream, and make America great again. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
We will never give in. We will never give up.
It's going to offend the liberal elites. Every time I say it, it offends them. But let me say it one more time. America is not a racist country. No, we're not. But if you were looking for racism today, you'd find it in cities run by Democrats. Look on the south side of Chicago. Poor black kids trapped in failing schools. Thousands shot every single year, including one of my former interns, Daquan. But there's good news. It's conservative values that restores hope. It's Republican policies that lifts people up. I partnered with the greatest president of my generation, President Donald J. Trump. On the biggest tax cuts ever for working people and single moms, and opportunity zones for neighborhoods that need them most. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they give illegal immigrants free hotel rooms while our veterans sleep on the streets. Disgusting. Disgusting. Trump secured our border once, and Donald Trump will secure it again. This November, we are not deciding simply the fate for the next 4 years. We're setting a course for the next 40 years. I see our heartland filled with huge American factories, powered by abundant American energy, building what America needs, creating generational wealth for blue-collar workers. You see, we are the Republican Party of Frederick Douglass and of Abraham Lincoln, of Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump. But we, 4 more years. I love it. Awesome. We are not simply the party of our leaders. We are also the party of a young woman in Wisconsin taking over her family farm, an Hispanic father working 16-hour days in Nevada, and a black teenager in Philly starving for opportunity. We're not just the grand old party of the past. We are the great opportunity party of America's future. And there's only, hear me clearly, and there's only one person who can make that vision a reality: Donald J. Trump. God bless America.
This is the man responsible for your family's home economy. He can't even walk up steps or put on his own coat. Biden's incompetence is financially crushing Americans. One of Biden's first acts as president was to raise taxes, then create a new army of IRS agents to go get the money. Biden's inflation tax costs American families more than $11,000 a year. Under Biden, the highest inflation in 40 years, sickening grocery prices, highest gas prices in history, while Americans' incomes have fallen 3 straight years. Now, Biden's proposing a new $4.9 trillion tax hike, the largest ever, $36,000 per American family, and an end to the Trump tax cuts. It's obvious Biden must be fired. President Trump didn't just give us the strongest economy in the world, he gave us the largest tax cuts in history. And he'll do it again, including bringing back the Trump tax cuts for your family. President Trump's also going to provide economic relief for millions of American service workers who have been ignored by Biden.
You're looking at America's service workers. And they're over 150 million strong. Waitresses and waiters. Drivers and doormen. Bartenders and baristas. And like so many others in Joe Biden's America, they're struggling economically. The majority now live paycheck to paycheck. Their credit card balances at record highs, at astronomical interest rates, and their incomes are down 3 straight years. The good news? Help is on the way. President Trump's economic plan to restart America includes no tax on tips earned by our service workers. A huge financial shot in the arm. You see, unlike Biden, President Trump doesn't want these Americans to just survive. He wants them to thrive. President Trump, he'll make America affordable again.
Please welcome the Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin.
Yes, Joe must go. Good evening. I'm Glenn Youngkin, the governor. The governor of the home of Washington, Jefferson, Madison, and Monroe, the great Commonwealth of Virginia. Tonight, we stop for a moment. We ask for God's grace to be on innocent victims. We ask him to be with their families. We thank him for this moment of unity. And we thank him for protecting our next president, Donald J. Trump. And tonight, our nation can have the conversation that so many families have at their kitchen tables. Yes, those tough conversations. How do we make it all work? The conversation young families from Midlothian, Virginia till Milwaukee, Wisconsin, whose dreams of buying a home have been shattered by 7.5% mortgage rates. The veterans from Fredericksburg, Virginia to Phoenix, Arizona, whose raises can't keep up with 30% increases in grocery prices and 40% increases in gas. The retirees from Roanoke, Virginia to Reno, Nevada, whose fixed income has been crushed by the silent thief of inflation unleashed by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Tonight, America, the land of opportunity, just doesn't feel like that anymore. But 8 years ago, there was an outsider, a businessman, who stepped out of his career to rebuild a great nation with the strongest economy, the mightiest military, energy independence, unlimited opportunity, lifting up every American. That outsider businessman was Donald J. Trump, and he will do it again. I'm proud to be a homegrown Virginian, from a family like a lot of families, with ups and downs and highs and lows. My mom was a nurse, and she was my hero. She pulled our family together after my dad lost his job. At 15, washing dishes and flipping eggs, I learned that there is dignity in work. At the height of the pandemic 4 years ago, I asked my amazing wife, Suzanne, to go on a walk with me. I told her I planned to quit my job and run for governor. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and a quivering lip and asked, "Governor of what?" We prayed together, and we asked God for guidance and wisdom, and we said if elected, we would serve. After 12 years of only electing Democrats statewide, in November 2021, Virginians elected a Republican outside businessman as their 74th governor. And I believe this year, Virginia will elect another Republican outside businessman as President of the United States. President Trump proved that common sense conservative leadership works. It works for America. And we're proving it in Virginia, too. $5 billion of tax relief, backing the blue. Slashing red tape, declaring loudly that, yes, parents matter. And creating jobs, lots of jobs. Virginia now has record job growth, and we were just named America's top state for business. Friends, could this election be more simple? It's common sense versus chaos. It's strength versus weakness. Friends, it's not just Republicans who see this. It's Republicans, independents, and lots of Democrats. It's Americans. Under President Trump, America had high growth and low inflation. Under Joe Biden, America has low growth and high inflation. 66% of Americans now live paycheck to paycheck. Moms and dads worrying, can they buy new shoes for their kids going back to school? Can they write the tuition check for college? Will they ever be able to retire? Under President Trump, 2.4 million Americans were lifted out of poverty. Women, Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans all saw record low employment. Under Donald J. Trump, we once again will have that rip-roaring economy that lifts up all Americans. That is our tomorrow. A tomorrow where work is celebrated, where taxes are cut, and inflation is slashed, where we cut red tape, where we unleash American energy dominance, where businesses proudly say, "Made in America." Where entrepreneurs dream and small businesses thrive, where Americans from any background can pour their God-given talents into building their American dream. This is the moment. This is our moment to make America the land of opportunity again. A nation built on a basic truth that we are granted certain unalienable rights, not by a king, but by an almighty creator. And that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our foundational principles are non-negotiable. They are inscribed on our national soul. My fellow Americans, the spirit of hope is spreading. Everyone can feel it, and it will sweep across this nation when we elect Donald J. Trump, the 47th President of the United States. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Please welcome the CEO of Goya Foods, America First Policy Institute board member, and chairman of the Hispanic Leadership Coalition, Mr. Bob Unanue.
Buenas noches, familia. Good evening, family. Wow. Gracias. 4 years ago, I dared to say that we were blessed by Donald J. Trump, a builder. Got into trouble for that. But more than a builder, he's a courageous leader. And he will bring this nation closer to God. He will bring strength to America. And he will bring prosperity back to America. And that's what my grandfather did as a 17-year-old in 1903. He packed his clothes and his dreams in a suitcase, and he got aboard a steamship. Like millions of other immigrants, he sought nothing more than a chance to build a better life. His American dream began when he opened a small grocery store in Manhattan. With love and determination, he built it into the largest Hispanic-owned food company in the United States. Thank you. Goya Foods grew as the Latino community flourished. The Latino community is diverse, but we are united in our values that include an unwavering faith in God, and an abiding love of family, and a fierce work ethic. We want the freedom to worship, to love, and to work in a way that gives us purpose, gives us a reason to get up every day. The Biden-Harris administration disrespects our values and has abused our community. They buried our businesses with inflation and government red tape. They even used the FBI to go after traditional Catholics as if we were terrorists. They put out the welcome mat for drug cartels. Biden's open-door policies is all the more insidious because it's couched in soft terms like compassion and sanctuary. In reality, it is cruel. Joe Biden's open southern border facilitates the largest criminal enterprise in the world, which disproportionately victimizes Latinos, especially children. Last year, an HHS whistleblower testified that the United States was the middleman in a large-scale child trafficking operation that has lost track of 85,000 children, a number too large for most football stadiums. Our border czar, Kamala Harris, that means so bad, and we have enough bad, we need some good, we need goodness, was missing in action. Many Latinos came to America from countries where the few exploit and control the many. Today's Democratic Party sees this as their path to maintain power. Instead of lifting people out of poverty, their policies are making our lives worse. For many Latinos, it's déjà vu, although even though that's French. I don't know how to say that in Spanish, I'm sorry. The Cuban philosopher Jose Marti said, mankind is composed of two sorts of men, those who love and create and those who hate and destroy. Joe Biden and his allies show contempt for anyone who disagrees with them. Their hatred of Donald Trump knows no bounds. Their radical policies are wrecking our economy and destroying our lives. On the other hand, Donald Trump loves this country. He loves us, and he knows how to build and create. He understands that lasting prosperity is built on a foundation of family, faith, work, and freedom. And not the quicksand of government handouts. He believes we are blessed by God, and with a firm belief that with God, all things are possible, he will make
Voices from nowhere, voices from the larger town. Feel a head full of dreams and turn our world upside down. Yeah, there was Frankie Lyman, Bobby Fuller, Mitchell Brown, David Rock, Jackie Wilson, Shingle Eyes, Young Rascal, David Rock, Spotlight on Martha Reeves. Don't forget James Brown, rocking in the USA.
मेरा बहुत बड़ा सपना था कि मैं बड़े बड़े फिल्म स्टार से मिलूं, फिर इनसे मिलकर इतना अच्छा लगा कि इनका भी सेम सपना है। मतलब आपको पता होगा है ना, ओए लकी लकी ओए में ओए बने थे। और वरुण शर्मा सनावर से पढ़ाई करी आपने, है ना, विच इज वन ऑफ द फाइनेस्ट बोर्डिंग स्कूल्स। यार उससे समझ में आता है कि एजुकेशन कुछ खास नहीं कर पाती आपका। मैंने कार खरीदी थी, साथ में स्टेप नहीं की थी, मैं सेलिंग हूँ ना, टायर फ्री दिया। और पहलवान फैमिली से आते हैं भाई, ये पहलवान फैमिली से, इन्हें लगता है प्राइड मंथ में चौड़ में रहना होता है। मेरा बहुत बड़ा सपना।
फेमस होने के बाद क्या आपने किसी नॉन फेमस पर्सन को डेट किया?
ये अजीब सा सवाल नहीं बोला तो भी अच्छा सवाल है। मुझे लगता है कि मैं कुछ हद तक फेमस हो गया था, मैंने डेट ही नहीं किया। मुझे क्यों बोलना है मैंने डेट किया?
ओके। फेमस हो
सचिन क्या लगता है आपको कि कोई आपका रिकॉर्ड तोड़ पाएगा? क्या लगता है आपको तोड़ पाएगा? सीधे सीधे बोलना नहीं तोड़ पाएगा। सचिन क्या लगता है कि कोई आपका रिकॉर्ड तोड़ पाएगा? क्या लगता है?
परिस्थिती नव्हती माझी घालायची नाही की तरी सुद्धा वळलो ना पाठी मला माहिती आहे चांगलं मी दुखवलं नाही कधी कोणाला आणि कधी तोडली ना स्वतःच्या सुखासाठी नाती जो साथ मेरे बचपन के साथी बोले दोस्ती फुल चक्कर है महफिले समा बोले चाची की टोली इधर से गुनेगारी चालू होती मालूम देखो अच्छे से।
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota.
हाँ मामा क्या हुआ? हाँ बेटा किधर है? इधर ही। इधर किधर? यहीं पे? यहीं किधर? वहीं पे? वहीं कहाँ? अरे क्या हुआ? तू घर पहुँच। पर हुआ क्या? तू है किधर? अच्छा मैं आता हूँ। हाँ हाँ मामा क्या हुआ? हाँ बेटा किधर है? इधर ही। इधर किधर? यहीं पे?
He's a fraud. He shows fake ID cards.
I'm Governor Kristi Noem from the great state of South Dakota.
He's a fraud. Call him here. He will be arrested again because he's a fraud. Oh, really?
Leadership has consequences.
He's a fraud. He shows fake
It matters who's in the White House.
He's not a CBI officer.
Now, I've been governor under both President Trump and Joe Biden. And people ask me all the time, what's the biggest difference?
मैंने उनको बोला आपको जो भी सवाल पूछना है ठीक है, आपको मैं दिन में सिर्फ 10 सवाल दूंगा। 10 सवाल आप पूछे, उसके बाद कोटा खत्म। अच्छा।
But my children. रितेश का रूल है कि सिर्फ 10 questions a day.
मैंने उनको बोला आपको जो भी सवाल पूछना है ठीक है, आपको मैं दिन में सिर्फ 10 सवाल दूंगा।
Now, leadership on the
10
state
सवाल
level,
आप
it
पूछे,
matters
उसके बाद
too.
कोटा
It certainly mattered
अच्छा।
in South Dakota.
But my children.
I am so proud to say that South Dakota's strong economy has been a beacon of freedom for America. Most of you probably first heard about me during COVID, didn't you? Because South Dakota was the only state in the country that stayed open for business.
आराम से मारना चिक्का।
We didn't mandate
भाई नेट
anything.
प्रैक्टिस है। हमको चुम्मा टुकु टुकु खेलने नहीं आता है। और कपिल ऐसे समझा रही मैं सर पे मार देनी बॉल।
I never even defined what an essential business was, because I don't believe that the government has the authority to tell you that your business isn't essential.
ऑफर आया।
अब क्यों नहीं जाना चाहते? क्या है इसका?
कौन कह रहा नहीं जाना चाहती? देखो देखी जाएगी फ्यूचर में जो भी होगा। आप कह रही हो ना
When
फायदा,
other states
देखेंगे
were
किसका
pushing
फायदा निकलता
mandates and
जाएगा।
lockdowns, instead in South Dakota, we hit the gas.
नहीं कर पा रहा।
We embraced liberty. We told our story and we invited people to come and to enjoy our beautiful state. Now, all of the things that conservatives have always talked about, we just did it, and it worked. Our economy took off, and since I've been governor, we broke the national record for the lowest unemployment rate in American history at 1.8%. In South Dakota, everybody works. We paid off state debts and bonds. We fixed dams and bridges. We built roads. We have a fully funded pension plan and a AAA credit rating. We broke records for surpluses, and we balance our budget every single year. And last year in South Dakota, we passed the largest tax cut in South Dakota history. Under my administration, incomes in our state have gone up 36%. Women-owned businesses are thriving. We also have the highest birth rate in the nation. People are having babies because they're happy. And in South Dakota, we love babies. Our mental health challenges have gone down, our suicide rates are declining, and we are the #1 state in the country for a decline in overdoses because people have hope. We're growing so fast that we needed more workers to catch up. So we launched the most successful workforce recruitment campaign in the history of South Dakota. And they have come by the thousands to join us and to live with us. Do you guys remember those ads when I was a really lousy plumber and a really terrible electrician? Do you remember those? Well, since we started those ads, we have seen a 78% increase in licensed plumbers in the state of South Dakota. We've seen a 44% increase in electricians in our state. Now, people aren't moving to South Dakota for our beaches or for our beautiful January weather. They are moving to our state for opportunity and for freedom. And all of this happened because our people were bold. We took action, and I was strong. Now, South Dakota proved that freedom will make America wealthy again. And with President Trump in the White House, with Senator J.D. Vance by his side, we will prove it across America. Listen, 2 days ago, the whole world changed. Evil displayed itself in the very worst way, through a cowardly act. An innocent American lost his life, and we will continue to lift his family up in our prayers every single day. Prior to this week, we already knew that President Donald Trump was a fighter. He is the toughest man that I have ever met. Nobody has endured more than what he has gone through. They've attacked his reputation, they impeached him, they tried to bankrupt him, and they unjustly prosecuted him. But even in the most perilous moment this week, his instinct was to stand and to fight. Donald J. Trump is our man in the arena. He will never stop fighting for us. He will never stop, and now he is bringing all of us together. Now, I know that many of you are angry, but now is the time to unite. And we have to get to work. We have to win the hearts and minds of every single American. Wake them up with truth and with wisdom. We need to listen to them. You can't win people over by arguing with them. Visit with your neighbors, at your job, at your church, at the gas station, or even at the grocery store. Listen, there are moments in our history, often after great hardship and tragedy, when true leaders unite our country. At one time, President Lincoln, he united our country. He delivered my favorite presidential address of all time. In fact, it's the only speech or poem or song that I ever made my kids memorize when they were young, when they were little. It was the Gettysburg Address, and it was delivered during our nation's bloodiest conflict. That speech so inspired people that they continued to fight for years, and they lost loved ones in order to preserve this union we call the United States of America. Now, at that time, President Lincoln encouraged us to take increased devotion, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. Like Lincoln, in the midst of our pain and division, Donald Trump is calling us to be touched by the better angels of our nature. As Paul wrote in 2 Timothy, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. We must not be afraid. Even in our darkest days, we have never once given up hope. So don't quit on America. If we lose this country, where else will we go that provides more freedom and opportunity for our kids and our grandkids? And I've got 3 grandkids, and I'm counting on a whole lot more. And yes, democracy can be messy, but there is a great invisible strength to a people's union. We have shown the world that we can endure sacrifice and that we can still unite. We should still aspire to be worthy of this union, America. President Donald J. Trump is the leader we need for such a time as this. So now, I need you to get to work. Get out there, go do it. Don't quit. Keep fighting, keep uniting, keep talking to people, win the hearts and minds, and may God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great United States of America. Thank you.
Donald Trump's surprise visit to a construction site. Hundreds of cheering union members turned out to meet the former president. It was quite a scene.
These are hardworking New Yorkers, okay, union members who have been working on this big construction site here in Midtown Manhattan near Trump Tower.
USA, USA, USA. I think these maybe were Democrats, but for me, they're a Republican. We built a lot of great buildings in this city with these people, and they've given me great support. They're very, very talented people. They don't get the credit for it. They have very few people can do what they do.
These union workers who are here to talk to the president are paying the price of failed economic policies currently in the country.
And you heard in New York City chants of "We want Trump."
We want Trump. We want Trump.
A lot of people are talking about how unusual it is to see so many Trump supporters in Manhattan at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Does that surprise you?
No, absolutely not.
President Trump is leading Joe Biden 3-1 on my presidential poll out of my 9,000 members.
Trump's turn again.
What's your message to Joe Biden?
You. We're a very patriotic group, and we love our country, and we want the best for America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bobby Bartles Jr., business manager of Steamfitters Local 638.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bobby Bartels. I'm a proud member of Steamfitter's local union 638. And like many of my fellow union members, I've been a Democrat my whole life. And like so many of my fellow union members, we have come to expect empty promises from Democratic politicians. In 1986, after a decade of Democratic politicians' mismanagement, Central Park's iconic Woolman ice rink had fallen into an unusable state of disrepair. Politicians made promise after promise to fix the rink, and yet they did nothing. That's when Donald Trump stepped up. He wasn't mayor. He wasn't running for anything, but he was a guy who cared about people, and he knew how to get a job done. He put his money and his reputation on the line and committed to getting it built. He did it using skilled local union labor like the men of Local 638. Together, we worked tirelessly on that project, completing it on time and ensuring kids would be skating that fall on that rink. And a quick note to President Biden, that involved working outside the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Early one hot summer morning on that job, I saw Donald Trump visiting the site. I yelled out, "Are you here to buy us coffee?" President walked right over. He wasn't the president at the time, but he walked right over, grinning, and handed me some cash and told us it was too hot for coffee. Go buy sandwiches and drinks for everyone. Now, more than ever, we need a president who knows how to get things done. We have an open border inviting illegal immigrants to take our American jobs and lower our wages. Out of control inflation is squeezing budgets, and both violent crime and drug epidemic are pushing people out of our cities, all while Democrats do nothing. That's why this union Democrat will be voting Trump along So that's why this union Democrat, along with many of my local union members, will be voting Trump this November. So that we can take back the middle class, take back the country, and rebuild the middle class that my union has helped build over so many years. God bless America. Thank you.
Please welcome Congressman Byron Donalds of Florida.
Good evening, Milwaukee. You know, Milwaukee, we're on live television. You gotta let me get to the speech now. Thank you. I'm Byron Donalds, and I come from the great state of Florida. And I proudly represent the people of Southwest Florida. But I was raised by a single mother in Brooklyn, New York. Life was hard and we struggled. When I was in the first grade, my mother took me out of public school because she could see that public education was failing me. I needed to be challenged, and I needed the opportunity that only a private school could provide. My mother is an educator, and she truly believed in my potential. But Democrat politicians wanted to trap me in a failing school, but my mom fought for me. Mom, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you, Mom. Words cannot describe how deeply grateful I am to be your son. When I was in the 7th grade, my mom lost her job. We went on government assistance, and my grandma helped us pay for private school. My mom and my grandma sacrificed to ensure that I could build a successful future through a commitment to academic achievement and hard work. I'm standing here today as a result of their love, good and safe schools, and great teachers. And to the teachers of America who pour your heart and your soul into your students and teach the next generation to love, honor, and serve our great country, we all say thank you. But what about those kids whose parents can't scrape money together for private school? Don't those kids who grew up like I grew up deserve the same chance that I had? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris sent their kids to high-priced private schools. But since they are in the pocket of the far-left teachers' unions, they trap poor kids like me in failing schools with no way out. They say they're pro-choice, but not if you want a choice over what your kids are taught. Donald Trump believes every parent deserves a choice, and every child deserves a chance. And in November, when Donald Trump is elected, our nation's 47th president, we will make sure all America's children get that chance. Growing up poor, I know the pain of high food prices, high energy prices, and housing costs. I remember as a kid, my mom yelling at me, "Turn off that light, you don't pay the bill." We know there's a bunch of kids in America today who are hearing that from their parents. The massive inflation created by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has only made it worse. During my first term in Congress, I served on the Budget Committee and the Small Business Committee. We told Joe Biden that his so-called American Rescue Plan was going to cause inflation. The Biden-Harris administration told us not to worry, but I knew better. I have nearly 2 decades of experience as a financial professional, and the evidence is in. Go to any grocery store, buy eggs, buy beef, buy milk. Even housing prices have skyrocketed. All Americans deserve a shot at the American dream. But under Joe Biden's debilitating economic policies, far many Americans, far too many of them, that dream has slipped away. This shows that we were right, that Joe Biden was wrong, and that you, the American people, are paying the price. As Americans, we've all been struggling. The disastrous results of the Biden-Harris agenda transcend race, religion, or income. But under President Trump, all of this will change. And if there was ever a time in our nation to come together, that time is now. With Trump, our economy will boom again. You will have more money in your pocket again. And your children will have a future again. Together, I know we will make America wealthy again. And together, America, we will make America great again. God bless you, Milwaukee. God bless the United States of America.
Please welcome business leader and host of the All In podcast, David Sachs.
Good evening, America. Good evening, America. I'm David Sachs, a legal immigrant who worked hard to achieve the American dream. Thank you. Now I'm concerned those same opportunities won't be there for future generations. As I look out at this convention, I see a party that is strong and unified behind President Donald J. Trump and his pick for Vice President, Senator J.D. Vance. And what about the Democrats? They're in disarray after shielding President Biden from a vigorous primary and gaslighting the entire country about his fitness to serve. We still don't know which puppet Democrat Party bosses will install as their nominee, but we know what their agenda will be. 4 more years of chaos and failure, both at home and abroad. In my hometown of San Francisco, Democrat rule has turned the streets of our beautiful city into a cesspool of crime, homeless encampments, and open drug use. Democrats, led by border czar Kamala Harris, have allowed millions of illegal migrants to invade our country. They tasked Homeland Security not with stopping the illegal aliens, but with busing them all over our country. Democrats have recklessly spent trillions of dollars of wasteful and unnecessary government programs, setting off the worst inflation since Jimmy Carter. But worst of all, the Biden-Harris administration has taken a world that was at peace under President Trump, and they lit it on fire. First, President Biden botched the Afghanistan withdrawal, displaying incompetence and weakness for the whole world to see.